Right, I'm in a position to start fitting the bathroom now. Right, so because it's not been pre-drilled, which gives you the flexibility of being able to mount the taps where you want, but I need to mark up now where I want it, making sure that I allow enough room, because he wants to be the centre, not necessarily the centre of the panel here. I've made that mistake before in the past. I need to allow for the tile overhang as well. So make sure that's nice and central, and then drill the holes, which is always exciting. So let's go 90mm either side. Beautiful. Slightly too small. Just over 29mm. But it's good to have a bit of play anyway. The trick is with this is to do a slight circular action. And that way it's the whole saw isn't making contact with the cutting surface, it's just one tiny spot. So it reduces heat and drag. God, that smell takes me back. Working on boat, GRP. It's a really distinctive smell, you never forget it. Now, it's time to remove the plastic film. So I'm not going to remove it entirely, but obviously I need to move it out of the way while I'm fixing the things in place. Controversial, this one. I don't like silicone either, because it just doesn't work in my experience. I never like to completely rely on the washers that they supply either. They're useless. There's a little Phillips head grub screw there. Yeah, that worked right. Using water pump pliers, I was able to undo this like, it's like a wing nut, I guess. Okay, long enough thread. Yeah, I think I can rely on the rubber washer to seal that. So they only supply one rubber washer here. That fits the recess on the piece that sits underneath. So they're not anticipating a need for a seal between here and the bath. Well, that's just utter nonsense. So yeah, I'll use a bit of Stix light on that as well. So again, I want to leave the cellophane on the bath as long as possible. Keep it protected. So I'll just peel it back slightly. I bought some replacement fittings to replace the one that came with the Myra shower. This one is ideal for mounting the pipe work. This and the other presets the distance between the mixer valves. It's brilliant, unless you forget that you've actually got one, and then you just leave the pipes hanging out the wall as per standard. That's the normal way of doing it. This is Gucci. Unfortunately, I forgot I had it, so fortunately you're able to get these readily available as a shower bar fitting kit. And essentially they fit over the pipes and provide a solid fixing to the wall, and then provide the 3/4 outlet that's required by the shower bar. Just want to make sure I get the spacing correct. So I'm going to fit the shower bar onto the pipework, onto these, and now I can mark the holes for these, and I know they're going to be in the right place. So another point to note here is that I've spun these brackets around, so the screw holes are going to be either side, because I know the pipework runs up and down behind, so I don't have the lines lined up vertically, so there's every chance I could drill through with a bigger screw into the pipes. So here's a tip you might not know: you can drill ceramic tiles perfectly easy with a standard masonry bit. Tungsten carbide tip, pure, that's hard enough. You just need to make sure you take it off hammer action and just use a rotary. The trick is just to go nice and slowly. Yeah, they look like they're stainless steel screws, so I'll go with these. I'm only going into the tile with these screws, so I'm not going to over tighten. I'm going to go belt and braces on this and use just a little bit of jointing compound. There's a little bit of debris in the pipe, but it's teed straight down, so any debris that I blow in will just come out the bottom and I can clean it out the bottom. Insert the olives. So with these, they're one-way fitment. Got this side with the shoulder on that takes the olive, and then you've got that side which accepts the rubber washer from the shower valve. Put that side on first, couldn't get that side done up, swapped it around, did that one first, that one went straight on. Defies logic. Sometimes you just have to try things even if it doesn't make sense. If you're in the States, you do things a little bit differently. Quite a bit differently when it comes to waste, actually. You're very big on vents and what have you. I also noticed you use a primer with your PVC cement. We generally, we don't, I've never seen it used. But we do use cement on both parts of the plastic. It's generally clear that we use as well, so you don't see any trace of it normally. But doing both parts basically means when you slide it together, it will slide all the way home. Whereas if you try and do it dry, it won't go all the way in. So I've already fitted the bath trap. It's a shallow trap. So it uses a compression type fitting, which makes it easy for maintenance. And I've already marked the stub that I need to cut off. Once again, so another fine cock up by the builders. They didn't actually create a vent for this. It goes straight into the 4-inch under the floor, but I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. Hardly any room for manoeuvre there at all. There's literally a couple of millimetres under the trap. That's barely 1 millimetre underneath this steel bar to support the bath, but it works. That's the dry fit done. Back again. I've not filmed for a couple of weeks. It's been really hectic at work and needed a bit of downtime, so I'm back at it today. Off camera, I've actually created some wooden supports which will go underneath the bath, which will prevent the bath from pressing down when anyone's moving around in the bath, and also it'll have the added effect of pulling it against the wall so that should keep it nice and secure. So I'm ready to actually mount the bath now. I've sussed the plumbing underneath, that's all done. Not actually fitted yet, because I'll do that once the bath is secure and absolutely fixed in place. So I'll drag the bath out now, peel the film back just enough for me to put some adhesive along the back edge. Not enough to seal it, but just enough just to provide a little bit of extra support. And then I'll screw the battens in, and that should hold the bath tight against the wall. So here goes. Trying to be careful not to dislodge the feet too much, because they've all been adjusted for height and level and plumb and what have you. I'm a firm believer in leaving the protective film on as long as you can. Especially if you're a bit of a klutz like me. Just provides a little bit of protection. Right. Given the choice, I'd use silicone, but I didn't have any silicone, so I've had to use the adhesive. I've got a little rebate here, so that'll sit nice up against there. Using concrete screws, they're brilliant. There we go, number one. Plumbers will try and avoid doing it, so it's not their job, and quite often it gets left up to the carpenters. That's nice and solid now, at least until the adhesive has gone off around the bath. And that's a wrap for this episode.